Hi there, I'm Ha. I needed just another video of me solving randomly code problem. So given the head of a linked list, reverse the node of the k list, k at the tab, and return a modified list. And k is a positive integer that is less than or equal to n, right? This is the length of the linked list. If the number of node is not a multiple of k, then left out the node in the end, right? So if we have k equal to 2, then we would like reverse every two node here, right? If we only have one node left, we don't do anything. Leave it as it is and just return a new head. Okay, so uh, we could do it in one space using like two pointer, right? So let's say we have a linked list here. Let's say 1, 2, 3, right? How do we re how do we reverse a linked list, right? Let's say we want to reverse like only k times, right? So we can start out the reverse, start at null, right? We can have a next a current pointer and a next pointer, right? We want to set the next pointer to keep track of the next node before we reassign the current pointer, right? So we can do like current dot next equal to previous, right? Previous equal to cur and cur equal to next, right? And so on, right? And then we determine k, right? Previous equal to cur equals to next, right? And we determine k again. So now it is 0, right? We can just like return previous. So it is very similar to reversing a linked list, right? But we just reversing a single linked list. But in this case, we just want to reverse k tab. So this will be our helper function, right? If we pass in like a head, like any arbitrary head, like 1 or like say 3, right? Then this function should return the new head, right? Which is 2 here, right? 1 or 4 and 3, right? If we pass in 3, right? Right, so we can build out this function as our helper function, right? So that we can so that as we iterate through the original array, we can just pass in the according head for it to reverse. Okay, but that is not enough to solve the problem. So let's look at this example in more details. So 3, 4, and 5. Putting at null. Let's say we have like a new head, right? Starting at null. We have a tail, right? Starting at null, right? So how do we know when to reverse? We know when to reverse. We know that we have to reverse if the remaining node, right, is greater than or equal to k. If the remaining node is less than k, then we don't do anything, right? So we can count, right? 0, we can count this one is 0, right? 1, and then 2, right? Which is equal to k. And we know that we have enough node to reverse. Okay, so this is our original head, right? Originally, the current would just be the head, right? And we just keep counting, right? Like this, and stop when count is equal to 2, right? We reset it to 0 here, right? So we can pass in this head into our helper function I mentioned earlier, so that we can reverse, right? So this become null, right? And this will be our reverse head, right? So depending on on what k is, right? Our new head will be different, right? And specifically, our new head will always be the first reverse head that we pass in, right? So if the new head is null, then we can point it into our reverse head. So this will be our new head at the end here, right? So this is done. Now we want to update our head, right, to be to keep iterating for to reverse the next chunk, right? And we can set the head equal to the current right here. The current is pointing as the next head, right? So if we set head equal to the current, then we will be in trouble later on, because how do we connect this linked list to this linked list, right? So we need to keep track of the tail node so that we can reverse it later, right? So we can set the tail now is null, right? So we can set the tail to be equal to the head, right? We can set the tail equal to the head, and before we set the head equal to the current, right? So yeah, we can keep going, right? We can count current one and then current two, right? So we have enough nodes to reverse. So we pass this right into our hyper function. Then this is what we got. Three will not point to two, right? It's equal to no, right? And this will be our reverse head, right? That is returned by the hyper function. Okay, because now our new head is already pointing to something. We don't want to set it again, right? We just keep it. So as usual, we're gonna set our head to the current, right? But before that, we need to do something else, right? We need to um, check the tail. Now the tail is not null, which means we have already reversed a chunk, right, of the linked list, which means we need to set the tail here, dot next, equal to the reverse head, right? To connect the two linked lists together, 2, 1, 4, and 3, right? 2, 1, 4, and 3. Okay. And then after that, again, if we set the head, right, to the next one, we need to connect the previous list, right, to the reverse list later on. So we need to set the tail equal to the head here, and before we set the head equal to the current. Okay, and we can keep going, right? This is curve 0, right? Now it's curve 1. So because current is null, we just exit, right? So we exit whenever current is null or we reach K, right? Which is we have enough node to reverse. So because the cow here is not equal to K, we don't do anything, right? And we exit the while loop and we are ready to return. But before we return, we see that there's a one node left here, right? So we need to, when we exit the while loop, we need to set the tail dot next equal to the head, right? And we can return the new head. So what if tail is empty, right? What if tail is null? Then node dot next is undefined, right? But we know that k is less than or equal to n, right? From the constraint here, which means that we know that we can reverse at least one, right? So if we can reverse at least one, which means the tail will never be empty by the time we exit the while loop. Okay, so let code this up. We are processing each node exactly twice, right? So it is O of n for runtime, and we only use pointers, so it is constant space. All right. So let's code this up. Let's start by creating our helper function here. So const reverse this equal to, so normally we only check in we would only check in the head, right? So it Nicholas has head node, right? So to differentiate it from the name here. Okay. So we can start the previous pointer to no, right? And then the current pointer in the head node, right? And then y current is valid, right? Current is not null, and k is greater than 0. Right? We want to recommend the k, and then set the current dot next, right, equal to previous, previous equal to current, and then current equal to next, right? And we also need to set our next variable here. Let's call it next. Because if we set the current next equal to previous, right, we will lose access to the next node, right? So that's why we need to set it first, so we can set the curve equal to the next later on and keep moving forward, right? Okay, so we will exit either curve is empty or k is 0, right? And we can just return previous, add this curve earlier. Okay, so now we need to our new head, right? Let's do it now here. The new head is no, we can return a new head later on. The new head will never be empty, right? Because k will be less than or equal to n, the length of the linked list. So we know that we will reverse the list one, which means like the tail and the new head will never be empty. Tail equal to no, we need our current, right? Our current equal to the head, right? And y current, okay? Y current equal to 0. Now we need to do what? We need to check, right, to see if we have enough node to reverse. Okay, so y tau less than k, and uh, so if we break the exit the while loop when tau equal to k, which means we have enough node to reverse, or curve is no, right? Like no, in number 5. Okay, so we can increment the tau and set curve equal to product next. Okay, and we need to now we need to reverse k node, right? If the tau is equal to k. Okay, so what do we have to do? So we need to set the reverse head, of course, equal to the helper function, right? Which is reverse list, passing in the head, right? And we want to reverse only k node. Right? So after we reverse the head, we need to set the new head, right? So if new head is no, we can set new head equal to reverse head, right? And if tail is not no, you want to set the tail dot next equal to reverse head. Remember? And right, this is to connect uh, the two linked lists, right? The two sublinked lists together. But initially, the tail will just be no, right? So we can just keep it for the first time we reverse. Okay. And then we want to set the tail equal to the head, and then we set the head equal to the current, right? And then after the while loop, right, we're gonna set the uh, tail, right, that next equal to whatever is remaining, which is the head. Okay, and that's pretty much it. So give it a try, and thank you for watching.